Yes, folks, it's Tales from the Jails here with John G. Sutton. Do please like and subscribe. Hey, and there's going to be a link there to my new book, which was published yesterday by Gadfly Press. It's available in paperback, and the link is down there. Take you straight to Amazon. How can you go without reading that? It's a work of art. I nearly said genius then, but it ain't. It's by me. So that's as good as I can do it anyway. Listen, Tales from the Jail, talking today about an article in The Times. The Times, the chief investigative reporter for The Times, decided that he was going to check on the security of HM prisons by getting himself a job there. Now listen, we go back to when I applied, 1974, it was extremely difficult. I mean, the forms that they sent you to fill in, not only did you have to write an essay on about 500 words on why you thought you should be a prison officer, you had to get a statement from a standing member of the community to say that you were who you said you were, and that you were an individual of responsibility and good standing. Seriously. Every single job that you'd had since leaving school, you had to get a reference. I mean, for me, that wasn't quite so straightforward, because I'd been booted out of some, usually for fighting, actually. So I couldn't really go to them, so I had to kind of wangle my way around that, which I did, I just changed the months, and of course, time had passed since I'd worked there, so the people who gave me the references were the new managers, not the old managers that were there when I was there, so they didn't have any records. So basically, they just said, we know who he is, which it was. I started work at Woolworths anyway, so we're diverging a little bit there. So, and by the way, don't forget, Tuesday the 2nd of April at 7 p.m. here, we're going to do a live broadcast. Got it? All right. So anyway, this journalist from The Times decided to get himself a job in the prison system to see exactly what was going on, because he obviously aware that there were big drug problems, so he applied through an agency, not direct to the prison service or G4S or whatever it's called, Circle or anything like that. No, he applied through an agency to get a job as what used to be called an auxiliary officer, like a plastic policeman kind of job. And he applied in writing. He said he didn't provide any references or anything like that, just his national insurance number. And this guy put his real name, and he's noted as an investigative journalist for The Times. So they obviously did no due diligence whatsoever. And he said within 3 weeks he had a set of keys and a uniform, and he was through the gates of HMP Bedford, waltzing around in there, escorting builders, escorting workmen, and he had access throughout the prison. Didn't have a cell for a key cell, so he couldn't get into the cells. But he was going everywhere around the prison, interacting with inmates. And he said, and it's in today's Times newspaper. It was on Radio 4 this morning, which is when I was listening to this. It's in the Times newspaper, saying that the security system was virtually non-existent. He walked in, they had a secure checking area where they had these, where they radio photograph you, x-ray things, but nobody was manning it. He said every time he went in there, he just walked in, straight through the entrance, turned left, collected his keys, and set about his task, which, whenever it was, escorting builders or workmen around the place. So he said he could have taken anything he wanted in there. Nobody searched him. And basically, the actual result of his investigation was that there is no wonder whatsoever why the prisons are flooded with drugs, because nobody's paying a blind bit of attention. Now, from the 1970s when I started there to today, you've got a system where people are applying for the job through job agencies. Now, I believe that these job agencies just take anybody who's available on and put them in there on what amounts to the basic rate of pay. And they may get a little bit more because they take a percentage for themselves, don't they? That's how the agencies work. But the people that are going in to the prisons, working inside prisons, in category, I think HMP Bedford is a category C, I believe. But anyway, it doesn't matter whether it's category C or category B. It amounts to the fact that people who are completely without no vetting whatsoever are into the prisons with a set of keys. And we wonder why there's drugs throughout the prison system. So have a look at today's Times, yeah? And don't forget to get my new book, by the way, folks. HMP Manchester Prison Officer, Part 3. We've had a lot of issues. I better bring the ding-dong answer because I'm going to entertain you now. There you go. Are you entertained? Did you like that? Yeah, I'm sure that you did. I'm going to entertain you now with a poem that I wrote, which is, in these transgender times, very probably a little bit prescient when I wrote it, actually. This is called Funny Girl. It's from one of my other books. I've written 17 books, 18 including this. Flowers and Collected Poems. This poem is called Funny Girl. It's about a guy, based on a true story, actually. What happened to my brother? Because my brother's notorious throughout Manchester for trapping off with attractive young ladies. Unlike his brother, which is me, who's been married 54 years, who don't go out. I don't go out without my wife. I'm useless. I get lost, you see. Because I'm daydreaming, So I don't like going out without my wife. Plus it's safe. I'm not going to get in trouble with my wife. Well, if she can stop me, I'm not. Anyway, this is a poem I wrote called Funny Girl, yeah? And don't forget, put your comments down there, ask me questions, and don't forget on the 2nd of April, Tuesday the 2nd of April at 7 p.m. here, live broadcast. So you come on and ask me questions as we go through it. We'll have a chat and a bit of whatever it is. Funny Girl by John G. Sutton. I met Ruth in a boozer one enchanted night. Too many pints of bitter, feeling very tight. Took her back to my place, could hardly find the door. Staggered round the living room and urine on the floor. She said it was disgusting when I exposed my pedenda, and kneed me in the ghoulies when I tried to table end her. I offered her some curry, last night's takeaway. It was just a little crusty, but really quite okay. This lady, not amused, had another idea. She asked me to undress and pointed to my rear. Now my head was really spinning, the effect of too much booze, but I thought, what the hell, I've got nothing to lose. Minus me shreddies, she pulled me to the bed, turned me over and gripped me by the head. She was a powerful woman. She filled me with fear, and her honeymoon equipment was decidedly queer. Next morning she had vanished into the noonday sun. Lipstick on the mirror said, You are a bum. Now all I have are memories, nightmares to tell the truth, of a night on the tiles with a funny girl called Ruth. There you are. Funny Girl by John G. Sutton. Tales from the Jails. Don't forget to like and subscribe.